Good evening and welcome to NCC News Tonight. On this news segment, we'll be covering the new mask mandate, Will Smith, and Elon Musk. With our first story tonight, we'll have the new mask mandate. Hours after a federal judge struck down a nationwide mask requirement on airplanes, trains, and buses, as well as other public transportation, the country's largest airline said they would no longer require masks, ending a practice that has been in place for nearly 2 years. Claire and Michael hash it out. The question I have is, how do you feel about the federal judge overruling the mask mandate?
I feel it's really actually far overdue, with states withstanding mask mandates nationwide. Nobody's wearing masks, at least by force anymore. Nobody is wearing masks because they choose, even though they choose not to. And I feel that public transit is the last place to kind of hold out, and I feel that it's time for public transit to catch up with the rest of the nation.
I feel like I'm okay with the timing of how it's come, just because there has just been this increase and decrease, and just for selfish reasons. My dad's a pilot, and I'm concerned about his health more than my own, and he's not old, but he's 60 years old, and I don't know how I would handle if he got sick, and if God forbid something were to happen to him and then he transferred it to my parents or my mom. So I don't know, I just feel like the timing of it is right. They're just coming out of it, so you know what I mean. I feel like they gotta do what they gotta do, but
Yeah, and also I feel like with the protection that we are getting from vaccines, from boosters, everything like that, I feel that the time to wear masks were influential on our fight against the pandemic. I feel like that time has passed. We've come out with therapies to treat it that are actually very successful. We've come out with vaccines that are very successful. Maybe not from contracting the virus and being infected with it, but from it it prevents it from becoming a serious illness and putting somebody in a hospital or on their deathbed.
I agree with that, but my concern is the people that aren't getting vaccinated or have lied about getting vaccinated, and how that's going to affect everyone else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that is a selfish act, and I wouldn't lie just screw someone else over, but
Yeah, and I feel like there are those selfish people out there who lie about getting vaccinated or whatnot. But whenever it comes to that, I feel we also have to take into account our own personal responsibility of us getting vaccinated, because it's even
you
if
can only worry about yourself, really.
Yeah, say if you're not vaccinated and so you get a serious illness from it, and you give it to me, who is vaccinated and boosted, I'm gonna have a cold and get over it in 3 to 5 days. So, I feel like as long as we do our part and we get vaccinated, then.
Our next story involves Elon Musk and Twitter. Tesla CEO and America's richest man, Elon Musk, is stepping up his bid to acquire Twitter. Musk, whose proposal to buy the platform for $43 billion was rebuffed by Twitter's board last week, is now said to be looking for financing for acquisition, which means that he's looking to buy Twitter for $54 a share, upping it from originally that was $45 a share. The offer met with resistance from some of the investors, and Twitter's board adopted a so-called poison pill to prevent Musk from taking control of the company. Musk has also spoken out against what he calls censorship on the social media network. His acquisition offer letter underclosed the issue, with Musk flagging his focus on free speech. Claire and Michael hash it out. Elon Musk has recently put an offer in for $43 billion to try and buy Twitter. What do you guys think about this? Do you think it'll be good for Twitter or not?
Alright, so personally, I'm against Elon Musk buying Twitter. What he wants to do with it is he wants to completely get rid of any regulations, any rules that Twitter has to prevent the spread of dangerous misinformation that, the misinformation that was fed to people that instigated things like the January 6th riots, that instigated a lot of the COVID misinformation that's going around about vaccines, and everything that has pretty much prolonged this pandemic longer than it should have been. However, I do see, what he's wanting to do with it, trying to privatize the company and, change it for the better within. I just feel the changes that he wants to unilaterally make with the company are not in the overall platform's best interest and the people on its best interest.
I agree with you to a certain extent, but I also feel like his intentions, like, they're not malicious. I feel like he has some good ones. But, like, in any company, when someone new takes over, there's going to be things that have to be fixed. And I feel like that's something that he would be able to address, going in. I don't think it'd be horrible for Twitter just because of that reason, but, like, he can always make changes as things go on. You know what I mean?
The thing is so say he gets rid of all these regulations when he first gets in. What happens if Twitter becomes a cesspool of misinformation and just overall hate speech? And
It kind of already is to a certain degree,
Yeah,
though.
but
Twitter's kind of wild.
Twitter's wild as is with
Yeah.
the regulations in place. Imagine some of those regulations weren't there. How much worse it could be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as much as social media wants to try and be a total place of free speech, I mean, you can't just go around saying, whatever you might want to say in public. There's rules and regulations anywhere you go. There's rules if you go to Walmart, there's rules if you go to Target. Facebook and Twitter are the same thing.
Yeah.
So, I feel like that's something to keep in mind as well.
Our final story involves Will Smith and his ban from the Oscars. In a statement, the Academy said the 94th Oscars had been overshadowed by the unacceptable and harmful behavior we saw Mr. Smith exhibit on stage. Smith has apologized for his actions and resigned from the Academy. The actor hit rock for joking about his wife's shaved head, a result of the hair loss condition alopecia. Less than an hour later, he was awarded the Best Actor for his role in King Richard, where he played the father of tennis star Venus and Serena Williams. Michael and Claire debate whether or not he should be banned for 10 years. Moving on to our next topic, we have the Will Smith controversy. He has been banned from the Oscars for 10 years. What do you guys think about that?
Okay. Well, personally, I kind of feel like 10 years is a bit much. I do think there should have been a ban, just because, like, when I think about the whole situation, like, when I go into my job, like, I'm not representing myself, I'm representing the company as a whole. So when he went in there and did that, like, it makes the Oscars look bad, and that's why I just think there should have been, like, some sort of, maybe not 10, maybe, like, 5, you know what I mean? A more reasonable number, but I don't know.
I mean, what you're saying, it makes sense, but also at the same time, when you're at the Oscars, you're there as a guest. You're not there working for the Oscars. You're not there running the show. I think, honestly, Chris Rock might have been the one more in the wrong there, because him making jokes like that as the host of the Oscars that night might be more of a representation than Will Smith would have been, if that makes any,
Yeah, that makes
any
sense.
sense. I mean, I get that Will Smith was there to potentially
Yeah.
accept an award,
Yeah.
but again, like, he was there as a guest of the Oscars. He wasn't there as a representation of the Oscars.
Yeah, I think it's hard because they both had their own faults. It was just such, like, an unfortunate event to take place. Because, like you said, he should not have made that comment about his wife, but, like, he also should not have gone up and slapped it. And I think it was weird because, like, a lot of people watching it couldn't tell if it was serious or not. You know what I mean? People were
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
is this real?
Oscar
Is this a
viewership
joke?
has been, like, in
Yeah.
decline for, like, years
Are they
now.
doing this for views? But I was...
But even then, I mean, in the world of, like, sound bites now, I mean, you don't need to watch the entire Oscars to be able to see that. I mean, it was all over TikTok, all over
oh my
Twitter.
Gosh, yeah, the memes
Just
that
that
came out
one
of it.
45-second
Yeah.
clip, which we can play right now, actually.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Thi-
wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
I don't know. I still don't think Will Smith should have been banned from the Oscars. And now, does that prevent him from being in any movies moving forward? Because all of them are, most movies are registered with the Academy, you know?
Yeah.
So,
And I just kind of feel like I was a bit surprised that he didn't say more after the fact. Maybe I just didn't see it, but all I saw was his Instagram post. He just did like a few words and he typed his notes and then posted it. I felt like he could have maybe said a little more there. I mean, granted, I don't know.
I mean, maybe that might have been a less you say, the better
Yeah.
type situation, so.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you for tuning in tonight to watch Claire and Michael's fierce debate. I'm Brian Saba. Good night.